Right. Hello. Um, I'm Jasmine. For those who are watching, I'm the founder of Green Bamboo Publishing. We publish children's books based on animals, and we support animal rescues through the sales of the books. And I'm here with Dana Martin, who is with the Northwest Territories SPCA. Dana, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Dana Martin with the NWT SPCA in Yellowknife, Northwest Territories, Canada. I'm the vice president of the organization and a lucky person to be involved with Jasmine and this really great project that we have got going on with Kindness Is. And it's a rainy day today, so we're doing something a little different.
Tell me a little bit about the SPCA and the work that you're doing in the Northwest Territories in Yellowknife.
We're opened our shelter, our physical shelter in 2012. And since then we have really focused on spay-neuter and accessing veterinary care in the north. A lot of the smaller communities don't have access to spay-neuter clinics or vaccines or any kind of health care for their animals. So we're really doing a lot of community awareness and outreach to get healthcare into the communities for the animals. A lot of flying and a lot of bridge working and communications back and forth. And we do have animals in the shelter and we have a foster and adoption program, but it's really, most of the focus is on the communities in the north and getting those animals having access to vet care and education.
That's great. So do you feel like it's a pretty good community effort and it's been productive that way?
Absolutely. It's since 2012 when we first started, I'm now finally able to see the difference that we're actually making. People are more aware, they're more educated, we're much busier than we used to be. People are wanting to have a vet come into the communities and they're phoning and emailing and asking all kinds of questions and how to care for their animals better in the north. So it's been really great.
That's awesome. I like hearing that. I really like community-based initiatives and just the ways those things bring people together and make things better for our societies.
Absolutely.
And speaking of that kind of community effort, the reason we're having this interview is to discuss the book Kindness Is, which was donated to the SPCA from two volunteers. What was that, back in
2017, 2016? 2017, 2018. I'm not sure. I think we had it donated in 2017 and we published.
Yes, in 2018. Yeah, it was a process.
It was.
A lot goes into getting a book out there. And of course, we found each other through Animal Wellness magazine when I worked there and we were working with your rescue organization. Do you have a copy of Kindness Is you can hold up so we can have the visual?
We have the English version and our latest and greatest Tłı version, hoping to see the Inuktitut version soon, but they're both available.
Yeah, all three books are now available online through the Green Bamboo Publishing website, through Amazon, Indigo, Chapters. So what's the premise of Kindness Is?
It is all about kindness, how to be kind, what it looks like with regard to specifically dogs, but it can go for any animal or even a person. It's helping to teach kids what kindness is and how it looks and what you can do to be kind and to have compassion and empathy for animals and people.
And there's also kind of a premise of responsible pet ownership. Is that correct?
Yes. What to do for that new pet that you have. In the north, pets are kind of a new thing. Not very many generations ago, our dogs in the north were working animals, no different than farm animals that we used to work with. And as time has come along, we've discovered that people are wanting to have those working animals inside the homes and more like a pet. So people are learning how to leash walk their dogs and how to take care of their dogs inside as opposed to just outside. There's still very many dogs that are living outside exclusively. So having people understand how to do that in a more kind way, and just to make life a little bit easier for those dogs.
Yeah,
And the
that's
new
great.
kids that are coming, the new generations are learning what a pet is, which is much different than what it used to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's happening, I mean, in different ways, in different communities in general, too.
Mm-hmm.
Even ones that have had pets around for a while. Certainly, it wasn't easy to get a matching outfit for me and my dog when I was a kid. But now there's a million options.
That's I don't think when I was a child, I don't think there were shoes or booties for dogs. Actually, the mushers had booties, and they were made out of leather, and they were for those working dogs. So people didn't really put booties on their dogs just to walk them.
Right. So things have changed.
Yes.
And so the big news about the book is that it's being translated into, or the translations are been done already.
They have, yes.
So they've been translated into 9 Indigenous languages.
Right.
Do you want to talk a bit about that process, what inspired that?
Actually, what inspired it with us, with the NWT SPCA, because of the spay-neuter clinics and because of the outreach that we do within the communities, we were trying to better communicate with the people. And lots of times English wasn't the first language. So we really were looking to have some of our documents, our quick community questionnaire, our spay-neuter pamphlet, and our vaccine pamphlet translated into the Indigenous languages so that people could better understand what it is we were trying to achieve. And that kind of coincided exactly the same time when we had our English version of Kindness Is published. So I thought, well, geez, this is the education component of our spay-neuter clinics, reaching the children and getting kids together to see what we were doing. So we just added Kindness Is into that project. And it has been a process, very, very long, and worth it though. It's been really exciting.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's definitely a big undertaking to go from 1 book to 10.
Yes.
But I'm learning so much even just as a publisher through the process. And even so there's a National Canadian Library archive that all publishers have to send a copy to their published books to. And they didn't know how to, like, because Tlicho isn't in English alphabet, so they weren't sure how to create the ISBN for it. They were like, we need to figure this out. It's like, I'm first kind of sad that you don't have that figured out yet, but also this is a learning experience. To just even see that at those levels, they're still encountering kind of issues with that, and they're learning. I really hope that more advancement comes, but I think that comes with publishing more books. So the more books that are published in these languages, then those learnings will have happened, and we won't have those issues anymore. Hopefully. Yeah.
It's been really different. Tlicho is an oral language, so even with translating, it doesn't translate literally. Kindness it's not a literal translation. So that's what we found with a lot of the books is the translation, and the translators really need to kind of come up with their own way of saying what we want it to say. It doesn't translate exactly.
Yeah, do you have any examples of that? I know that
I don't.
Simone, the author, sent me one, and it was kind of funny.
Yeah. Yeah, she's really actually the one that probably would speak more to that. She spent much more time. I don't. I do know that that it happens, and sometimes it's a little difficult to kind of get around that and make sure that we're still keeping the spirit of the book and the idea that we want to portray there.
But you feel like the translations turned out well?
I do. I think everybody was really excited and helpful to do it, and yeah, I think it'll be good. It's exciting to get those books into the hands of kids. I'm really looking forward to seeing their faces when they see these books in their hands and they can recognize and read in their own language.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I was interested in the project as well. I think it's important for kids to have an assortment of books available in their traditional languages. And not all kids are fortunate to have a wide variety of books in their language. So it's great to at least provide one.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. It's, I'm hoping that people that are even trying to learn this language, whether it's a traditional language for them that they're learning for the first time, or if they've been living and having this language in their world since birth, which is so lucky to have their parents teach them their own language. I'm hoping that it will inspire others to learn these languages and at least recognize them when they see them.
Absolutely. And I think the books can be a tool with that because we have the English version in the back of each book, right? So people can compare the different languages, how they work together. They could even get a copy of the English book or a copy of one of the Indigenous translations and see them side by side. We have ebooks available for I think like $1, $2, so it doesn't have to be a cost-heavy investment. Plus, all the proceeds go to the NWT SPCA, so it's for a good cause all around.
Absolutely.
Will you just hold up the books and maybe we can just see a little comparison, even at the front covers, so people can see the difference. And maybe you could open to one of your favorite sections.
Oh goodness. My favorite is actually the last page, where acts of kindness, put them all together and you get a new best friend. And that speaks not just to animals, but to people and wherever you go. When you put kindness out there, you get kindness back, and I like that.
Yeah, I think that's a really great message to hear anytime, but especially right now.
Is the English version.